And here we are again. Another view full of woo for you. I am the ocean of the ocean's deep woo. We do the deepest of woo for you. And sometimes we just do some silly thing to raise the vibe because we need that right now. The world needs to raise the vibe. Now, what I've been working with recently, I have been writing something that has kind of, as these projects often do, it has, in fact, taken on an entire life of its own. Now, I've had this happen before, never quite like this, but I am writing what is apparently a novel. And I have written before, and I've written very well before, actually. I used to do fan fiction just for fun, not for profit, but people liked it. And that was fun. And I always thought, well, it might be interesting to be a writer one day. But you know how it is, life kind of drags you in all kinds of different directions. No matter where you think you're going, it isn't always where you end up going, right? So, sexy, sassy. Oh, baby, how you doing? Rise to the vibe, Lady the Ocean. Yeah, I don't know why I'm yawning again. I guess I just need the oxygen. But it's cool because this time, what has been plaguing me for a long time is the way my thoughts are. They just kind of run all around. Well, I think probably this happens with most people. They just run all over the place like skittery rabbits, right? Sometimes, I mean, I'll have a stray thought over here and a stray thought over there, and doggone if I haven't found a tool that really helps me, and I'm just using ChatGPT. Now, I think in the future I will want to be using a much more powerful version of this, but right now it helps me keep my focus by taking notes for me, side notes and everything, and jotting them down and stashing them away separately from what I'm working on, which really is great because that way, I'm not. Um, oh, wait a minute. I forgot something. There you go, sexy. Hey, hey. We had rabbit stew and mashed potatoes for dinner. Ooh, yum, yum. Sounds good. I love mashed potatoes. I don't get them too much, but I love them. Anyway, uh, well, sexy sassy. You guess what? You're the law. Somebody just dropped a wrench on you, girl. You've been here long enough. So you're the wrench. Rabbit stew. Is that rabbit or rabbit? Maybe rabbit transit. Well, let me get over to my own damn channel so I can see what I'm doing. By the way, the thumbnail that you saw is a picture from my upcoming, actually it's a piece of art from my upcoming book. Hello, Chloe. Chloe, 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 Chloe. Hello. It's Accountant Candace with the 1, 2, 3, but we just know her as Chloe. Well, thank you, Chloe. By the way, you are now quite thoroughly written in to the novel. And so are Alice and Peaches. I hope you're happy. Hope you like the way I did it. They're your roommates. And you've gone missing. So Sam has to go and question them about you. Yeah. And Chloe and Alice are your starwarts. Because they're kind of attached to you. Your furry little love barnacles. I call him my furry little love barnacle. By the way, there he is. My furry love barnacle and Lyran co-host. Cowboy Cat. Who is inspiring me to all this greatness. Isn't that right, Mr. Cat? Isn't that right, Cowboy? He says, I don't care, just as long as you rub my belly. I'm good with that. You feed me, you rub my belly. It's all good with me. I'm fine. You can call me anything you want. Just keep rubbing the belly. And I'll keep purring. Purring away the moments that make up a dull day. Oh gosh, Cowboy, you are such a sponge for love. You are a furry little love sponge. You know that? You just soak it all up, won't you? You just take every bit that you can get. Your Aunt Chloe is watching you. Your Aunt Chloe is out there right now. She's looking at you thinking what a handsome boy you are. She loves you, you know. She loves you. He's such a sweet little boy. Hook! Aloha! You also are written into a character that has a kind of an alter ego. Part of you is a waitress by day at a pole dancing lounge. By night, you are Mistress Hook. Where is Richard the Red? Because we've got Crow really wired into that too. Working 9 to 5. In the daytime, you're a working girl, and at night, you're a working girl. Yeah, we in the red light district. And you really, I don't know if I have the dialogue sitting around, but some of the absurdist dialogue that we've written for you is great for your Hook character. By the way, you are not just Lady Hook. Um, you are also the Hook for hooking other girls into the life. So see, you are a villain. You are definitely a villain. So we have situated you as a villain now. Okay. You got the boobs. That's right. Is Scotty in here? I looked at that and I said, is Scotty in here? I saw boobs and I'm like, Scotty? Hello, you two. Ah. Oh, what are the things we're going to do with your character, Hook? The things we've already done with Chloe's character. I'm going to do some teaser readings tonight. And I thought that would be fun because you guys just love to be written into things. So we are going to have you be able to have you hear, oh, hi, G-Tag. You too, honey. Who's missing out at meditation? Oh. Oh, I thought maybe Dolly came in, but she was talking about Dolly Parton. I'm there like, where's Dolly? Oh, well, he can be missing in meditation, I guess. It's his choice. Love live you all. Oh, okay. Persuasion on Netflix. Oh, okay. Hee goo? Oh, you cried your eyes out. I have never seen it and I have no idea what that is. Yeah, love live you too. That's right. We got to have Big Justin in there. He's going to be one of the characters, of course. Big damn it. Okay, well, I'm going to have to see if I can get that. Probably on one of the free channels. He did. He heard you. You said boobies, and look, he came right up. Aloha, my online ohana. And welcome to Readings by Ocean. He heard boobies and came right up. Well, we're writing you in. We haven't got you quite written in yet, but it's coming. And you will be too. That sounded wrong. Okay. And I have to tell you, this novel that all of a sudden just sort of showed up during Lionsgate. There is something very uncanny about it. And I am not at all kidding. Because as I'm looking at it and rereading it and reading it to people, I realized it's really, there's a lot more to it than just a regular novel. It's very layered. It's extremely layered. I mean, to the point where every chapter goes along with the meaning of the number that goes with the chapter. It's weird because I was looking at the chapters and I'm, typing things into Chat GPT and I'm like, wait a minute. Give me a list of the meanings of the numbers again because I want to see how they sync up with our chapters. And it said, okay, here you go. And I'm like, holy crap. Every episode that I've done syncs with every chapter, syncs with the number that it is, the theme of it. And it's crazy. It's really crazy. It's like, let me see if I can get, for instance, where we introduce Sam for the first time. Okay, that's one. That's Sam. Everything's from his perspective. So, and he comes in and he, then two is the Polecat Lounge. And he gets a heartthrob. He gets somebody he's reluctantly attracted to, Frosty, the pole dancer. He knows he shouldn't be, but he is attracted to her. This is kind of cool. Hey, Faith. And then in 3, right on time, Faith, is a chapter called You Gotta Have Faith. And it's where he meets Faith the cat, who owns a bookstore. She sits in the window and runs the place. The human just pays rent and shelves books and does the bookwork, that kind of thing. But she owns the place. We all know that. Oh my goodness. So then 4 is about Crow. And Crow, it's kind of interesting. Crow is showing Sam Spade is the main character. Sam Spade, and neutered, is, Crow gives him some clues, but also shows him some runes. So it's almost like Crow is one of his teachers. Oh, the spell checker. Oh my God, it's driving me completely around the bend trying to write my book. It wants to change every fucking word I type. I mean, it already in chats destroys my jokes. There's no freaking sense of humor at all. So now I'm trying to write this. And of course, the way it is with ChatGPT, you make a typo and it thinks it's real and it'll just ride along with the typo no matter how ridiculous it is, which can be funny at times. But because it always acts like you made the best decision, it's so funny. It's like, oh, that's an excellent decision. That's great. We can work it in this way. And you're there like, no, that's not what I meant. So you got to like ignore all that. So it's kind of funny, and I was just like, how is it going to work this typo into some kind of text? And it's ridiculous, but it does it. So it's kind of funny. Oh, geez. No, Scotty's not one of the pole dancers. He's Buddy the Bouncer. Buddy the Bouncer. So Polecat Lounge is kind of sleazy. It's the typical New Orleans type place. Liquor in the front, poker in the back. That's the saying. Of course, down in New Orleans, they got a saying, pinch them tails and suck them heads. They're talking about crawdads, of course. Of course they are. That's the joke. New Orleans is very into that, So, they like their double entendre. Cash is cash, that's right. Oh, you're on your tablet. Or are you on the tablets? Mr. Mission Control! I keep hearing Prince's voice in the background. Is that wrong? Singing Mr. Mission Control! Okay. Yeah. Some of us really need to be on our tablets. And no, I'm not on anything at all. It's just completely me. Being undepressed. I don't know quite how to take it. I'm used to being depressed. And this is new. So, I haven't been really undepressed in so long, and suddenly it's like, suddenly it happened to me right in front of my face, and I just can't deny it. Suddenly it happened to me. Right, Mr. Kitty Cake? Right. You're so purry. You are. You're so purry. My sweet boy here. Those of you who haven't seen him yet tonight, here he is. My little furry love barnacle. And Lyron co-host, whose videos have definitely gone more viral than mine. Your videos have gone viral more times than mine. I am so envious, little kitty cake. But, he's a cat, and cats own the internet. So what do you expect? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I went through and I realized that every single chapter, the way that the chapter played out, it also aligned with the number chapter it is. Weird. There's a chapter called The Uncanny Files. That's number 5. That's where all kinds of things are changed, and 5 is change. There's one called Bad Dreams and Beignets. That's number 7. This is the chapter where we meet your Alice and Peaches, Chloe. Alice and Peaches, and it's called Peaches and Pits. And Paranormal 10 is The Stones Remember. So I'm going to be reading from some of these. So let me see. You guys seeing anything? Oh, it's already froze. Let me go find it on this so that I can see what you're saying. Aw. I know, Kitty. It keeps overriding whatever you say you prefer. Oh, you were going to go live half drunk, but wait until I'm over. Oh, well, that's kind of you. Can I beat a hooker in chapter 2? Well, I guess. I mean, which kind of hooker do you want to be? Or does it matter? Yeah, trying to nerf the the auto F up, I call it. Oh, snap. Yes. Yep. Oh, that's nice. Brought to you by a state with come and goes. I know. What a name. Go get another screwdriver. That sounds good. I have homemade wine in there. A tapalablet. Yeah, 2 of them. Elderberry. Hello. Mr. Elderberry. Undepressed and underdressed. And less stressed. Well, running it up the flagpole sounds kind of sexy, actually. Yes. You can hear the baby purr. He's such a sweet boy and always purring. Aren't you? He's purring kind of soft sometimes. He's purring kind of loud sometimes. But he's always purring. He's always my baby. The sweet baby. Oh, he's doing the thing. He's doing his signature move. There you go. His signature move, using my finger to scratch his nose. Am I picking your boogers for you? Got a boogie. Got a boogie. Got a boogie on my finger and you can't lick it off. That was some of us kids used to say. Look at this. Can you believe this cat? He's holding my hand still so I can't leave. And using my finger to scratch his nose. Well, that's a fine... Oh, now you're going to chew on it. cowboy. You're something else. You know that? You're something else. Mommy loves you, though. He's a weird cat. My weird little kitty cat. Uh-oh. We have a malfunction. Let me fix the malfunction. It may sound really bad for a minute. We have a malfunction. A malfunction with the boom. Okay. Yeah, I can't scroll on this. It's just being its idiot self. Chasing lizards brightens your day. Oh, cool. Chloe was saved from your trunk. Well, actually, I'll read you some stuff. Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Mission. That's going to help me because I always have to work so hard to slap those. No, I don't slap them, though, but to change the frequency on those storms. What? Oh dear. Oh no. Lost his house? How did he lose a house? I mean, of course my mind goes right to the ridiculous, like, where did I put that thing? But I know it's got to be something different than that. How did the house go bye-bye? Wow. Yeah, I have had fractured ankles. Really, Lewis? Oh, geez, I should go out and look. Ah. Well, me being allergic to oranges, I can't drink screwdrivers, but I'm with you in spirit. The kitty didn't come for dinner yet. Oh, oh no. She's pregnant. Oh my God. Oh. You know what I did for my cat is I made a place for her and introduced her to it and explained it that it was for her kittens. You know what? That is where she put her kittens. They understand a lot more than you think. I made her a little place to have her kittens underneath the table. Actually, it was quite spacious for a kitty cat. underneath the dining room table, which was shoved into a corner, and we had put a big long tablecloth on it that reached all the way to the floor so she could have privacy and feel like she had her lair. And so her little babies couldn't just wiggle out of there, you know. So they were nice and safe and everything, and she didn't have to watch them too much. And it was really nice because it kept things from getting out of hand, and it protected the little kitty cakes. Oh, Voodoo's news. Where did my common wear? Oh, where did my common go? Yeah, I hate it. Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Pie. Is she's pregnant and why? Who knows with the cowboy kitty? Dee is needing a bus driver? I am. Oh, you mean Woo Rider. Brigano. Pregnant. Pregiant. Pregnant. Boy, I didn't understand any of that, Kitty. Hiking does too, but it's too hot right now. Did that last year, burnt to purple for 6 months. Oh, I think I get it now. Pregnant. Good for you. Great! The correct frequencies, are they freaky frequencies? I just have, what do they call it? Electrozap or something like that. That one that makes frequencies. Hello. HOA, those HOAs. In the HOA. I just call them hoes. Hoes. Yes, I am. I'm trying to, wow. Tough titty, said the kitty, but the milk's gone sour, is what I always heard. Quite, oh, great. Good, Mr. Mission. Well, there's one I've got called, I think it's Electrozap. Electrozap. And it makes frequencies. It even lists what they're for. And you can play sequences of frequencies based on what you're playing them for. But if you have an I think that is an AI generator. Oh, 1.5 legs turn purple. How in the hell did you do that? Half a leg? Vodka away? You mean you started to have problems with vodka? Oh my goodness. Mr. Mission. Yeah, I have the autoimmune stuff. Oh, jeez. Ah, well, damn, elderberry. That's some good coin. Maybe you should jump back into the fray. Local boys in Okeoi. Cool. Really? Sunburn? Wow. No ke oi. No ke oi. Okay. I'm probably saying it all wrong. You guys talking about your geosentinel coding? Frequency theorist master. You know what? I was one of the people who was doing the intentions to bring back Royal Rife's work and that whole frequency medicine concept way before anybody was doing it online. And I actually went to a spiritualist church and they're like, there's a royal here for somebody. And I waited until anybody else took it. Nobody did. And I said, Royal Rife? Like, holy shit. It turned out Royal Rife was contacting me from the other world through the spiritualist medium. Probably to thank me for helping bring it back. So, you got some Hawaiian food for breakfast. Oh, that's lovely. I got some pineapple in the fridge. It's very ripe and delicious. I love it. Gotta wax the board. Ooh, I bet you do. Hmm. Oh, I like watermelon. I had some watermelon too. I had pineapple and watermelon. And then I made some of my own chili, which is really good chili, by the way. And I had some sun chips. And I made peach cobbler. It's the bomb. Peach cobbler. Okay, so I'm going to take a break from looking at what you're saying and hopefully be back. I am going to go and do some readings. So I hope Chloe is ready because I'm going to do some readings. This is where Sam comes to your pets. This is how Chloe and Alice are taking your disappearance. I hope you know. Okay. So let me go find that. It's over here. Let's see if here it is. This is for you, Chloe. Peaches and Pits. Chapter 8. The walk uptown was hot, the sun hammering like it had a personal grievance. Bricks under paws, sweat in the eyes, the quarter showing me along whether I liked it or not. Her place sat above a pawn shop that had seen better decades and forgot all their names. By the way, Chloe, you live above a pawn shop. Did you know? It's a classy joint. I knocked. The door cracked, chain still on. Alice looked at me up and down, steady as a bouncer. He's here about Chloe, she said over her shoulder. Yes, I said. I'm Sam. Metal slid. The chain came free. She opened the door just enough to let me in. The place smelled of sage and dust and something older that didn't have a name. Shelves lined the walls, loaded heavy with crystal tags, each sorted by type like a jeweler's archive. Bowls and abalone shells cradled smaller stones, piled neat but alive with their own hum. Obsidian arrowheads, some sharp enough to still draw blood, sat in clusters by size, little armies waiting for orders. Crystal balls glimmered on wooden stands, catching light and throwing it back in fraction patterns. Rows of tower stones stood like miniature skylines, sharp spires pointing at questions nobody wanted answered. The whole room was a contradiction, warm enough to be lived in, cold enough to feel like storage. A home wearing the mask of warehouse, or maybe a warehouse pretending to be a home. My place has been like that before. At the table, Peaches was bent over her ledger, pencil ticking like a metronome. She finished a line before setting it aside, looked up slow, smile polite, voice sugared. Sam, I wasn't sure we'd see you. In the novel, she has a Georgia peach accent. Peachy does. Okay. So, the way she said it made me wonder why she thought that, but I didn't ask. Well, have a seat, she said. Let's see if you know something we don't. Alice, bring him some of that cobbler and sweet tea. I just ate. Cobbler and sweet tea coming up, Alice cut in, already moving. She returned with a mason jar of sweating sugar tea and an antique china bowl of cobbler. The glaze was crazed with fine lines, gold edging worn in places from years of careful use. No chips, no cracks. These are heirlooms passed down and kept for guests. She set them down, careful, I hesitated, spoon hovering. Peach's eyes lifted from the ledger, catching my pause. She didn't say a word, she just weighed me. Alice leaned in close, voice low, flat, and dead serious. You best eat. So I ate. One spoonful slow, letting the syrup cut through the chicory still burning in my gut. Sweet and heavy too. Too much for me, but that wasn't the point. The point was I knew the rules. Peaches set her glasses down on the ledger, laced her fingers. and looked at me like the test was over. Her voice rolled out easy, molasses thick, the kind of Georgia accent that made every word sound like a Sunday supper, even when it wasn't. "Well, now, Mr. Spade," she said, vowels bending like they had nowhere to be, "we've been having ourselves a problem with a supplier." She let the pause linger, pencil tapping a soft rhythm. "Came up missing a shipment." I let the spoon rest in the bowl. "Crystals?" She didn't answer straight, just smiled slow, then let her eyes drift around the room, the shelves stacked with crystal tags, bowls, spilling smaller stones, the arrowheads, the towers. Then her eyes came back to me calm and amused, as if to say, "You got eyes." "Folks say a cargo ship went down," she drawled. "Maybe it wasn't ours. Maybe it was. Either way," her pencil tapped once against the ledger, sharp as a nail, "Chloe would want to find out, dockside or not. And the docks ain't what you'd call safe." Her smile thinned, low and certain, but Chloe's strong will always was. Once she takes to something, there ain't no steering her off. She let the words hang, then picked up her pencil again. "Thank you for coming, Mr. Spade." Just like that, she was back to her ledger. Conversation over. Alice shifted beside me, softer. "Thanks for coming over," she said, leaned in close, voice low, almost a growl, wrapped in care. "You best go now." She walked me to the door, opened it just enough to slip me through. As I stepped out, she looked back over her shoulder, eyes ready, voice dropping into warning. "Now you be careful, Mr. Spade. It ain't even safe down there for local boys, sometimes a day." I didn't know her well enough to say if that was a threat, a warning, or something in between. The quarter's breath hit me in the face. Smoke, salt, secrets. I tipped my hat and stepped back into it. No, New Orleans lingered in my head the way a bruise lingers under fur. It was a lot like Peach's china, heirlooms passed down, kept for guests crazed by time and handling, the gold edging worn thin, brittle, and dangerous if broken. It could make you bleed, hurt, regret, or it could just sit there holding tea. Either way, you treated it carefully. What do you think? There you go. And that was chapter 8, Peaches and Pits. By the way, Chloe, what kind of dog is Alice? And what kind of cat is Peaches? Thank you. Well, thank you, Mr. Mission Control. I was hoping so because that's what we're trying to do. The old noir detective type novel. Don't want. You don't like it, Chloe? You don't like it? Or are you talking about something else? Locked up with the guys who read that stuff. Romance novels? I wasn't writing a romance novel. I was trying to write some noir weirdo fiction. I was trying to write some paranormal flavored noir fiction. That's why I put it New Orleans. New Orleans. Everything has a double meaning in this. Really, I'm not kidding. We've got so many layers in this. And when I say we, I mean me and the voices in my head. One of them being David. Thank you. Well, you know what? It's funny because the whole thing that we wrote into Chloe is sometimes she just disappears. Without any word, without any explanation, then she shows up again. So does the sausage. Yeah. She's a calico, okay. And what is Alice? Everybody congratulate Sexy Sassy. She's got wrenched. Okay, Mr. Mission Control, I haven't written you in yet. But if you have something that would fit in a noir novel, let me know. If you think you can be something in Sam Spade's universe, Sam Spade and Neutered universe. Now, since we were putting it in, no, he was talking smut. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Thank you. I love the voices in my head too. I really must say. They keep me entertained. Oh, we already gave Sassy a wrench. She got wrenched already. She's blue. Sexy? I am. Well, she's been here for a while now and she hasn't done anything. Mr. Mission wants to be a pole dancer? So, Mission wants to be a pole dancer who's also a sorcerer, a techno mage. We'll come up with something. I don't know how that fits into the noir per normal verse, but we'll see. As a pole dancer? TMI, Scotty. Anyway, I fell on my head. Oh. Yeah, I'm using ChatGPT, and it's great because it kind of keeps things in order, you know. But it's also hard because I have to arm wrestle it sometimes. Because sometimes it tries to change everything. It tries to change things. It really helps me focus because all my little asides and stuff it'll save for later. But sometimes I actually have to practically arm wrestle it to get it to keep what I freaking wrote without trying to do something to it to change it. And it's really better the way I wrote it. It's like, no. And so many times it goes, gee, do you want me to tighten that and smooth it and do this and that? And it's like, no. I want it exactly the way I wrote it. That's why I wrote it that way. And it's like, well, okay then. That's the way it is. It's like, oh, no. And then sometimes if I don't copy and save it and paste it into, I'm pasting it into my Samsung notes. If I don't do that, then we lose a whole chapter and it says, no, it's no problem. I got it. And then it spits out something that's entirely different. It says, there it is. Don't worry. I got it. I got your back. And then spits out something entirely different that I don't even like. I'm like, no! So it's, and then it talks about itself in the third person. That's another, it's really weird because it says, oh, the AI does this or the AI does, well, yes, it's because the AI does this and the AI does, well, you're the AI. It's schizophrenic. This thing is schizophrenic. I'm telling you, ChatGPT is it is. It talks about itself in the third person. So yeah, it's really an experience doing this novel. It's coming out very good, but oh my goodness, trying to work with it. It's really something. You're a movie star. Wow, you're a movie star. Let me see. Are you a starlet? Oh my God, is that you? Holy crap. After midnight? That's you? Holy crap. Well, you look good in makeup, though. That you? There. Oh, there. I subscribed to all. That's better. Now maybe once in a while I'll see something you post. They always do that to me, all my friends. Captain Jack, huh? You doing the Captain Jack Sparrow thing, and Scotty's doing the Captain Jack off thing. How do you like that thumbnail, by the way? That's Cowboy as Sam Spade. Hey, 9-pound baby boy. Ow! Wax him knipples? Oh my goodness. By flossing, do you mean you're wearing one of those G-strings? You coughed up a hairball now and then. Oh, well. Yes, you actually probably will in this book, though. As a matter of fact, I think I'll have you coughing up a hairball. You know what Bill Cosby used to say? He used to say, "This is what you do to figure out what it's like. Take your lower lip and pull it up over your head all the way. Then you'll have some idea." Uh, that's right. You in the big league now, sexy sassy. You just got wrenched, baby. Captain Jack off. I see. Oh my goodness, you guys are so crazy. I love you. I love you. I love you. It's like one of those dogs or cats on YouTube that talk. Oh, let's see. What's another good one? I want to read some more because I want to see what you think. Not that you're really telling me much except for Mr. Mission. I really appreciate that, by the way, babes. Oh, yeah, this sounds like a good one, maybe. The morning hit me like bad gin. Head pounding, mouth tasting like fried shrimp left in the sun too long. My body felt like it had been wrung out and hung up wet, and there was a sort of dread still clinging to me, like smoke that wouldn't air out. I've had nights like that, by the way. Sleep hadn't done me any favors. It hadn't even been sleep. Not really. More like some low-rent cinema cranked out reels while I twitched in the cheap sheets. First reel. I was back at the bay, only the water wasn't water anymore. It was a giant toilet bowl, swirling and sucking, and I was being chased toward it by a koi the size of a streetcar. Its scales shone like coins in a fountain, every flick of its tail pulling me closer to the drain. Round and round, no way out. Second reel, midnight. Cool as ever, sitting in front of that painting in his conjure shop, smoke curling around his lashes. Only this time he held a card between his paws. The death card. Smiling like he'd just shuffled me into a box I didn't know I'd bought. Third reel. A woman stepped out of the dark. Tall, pale, dressed like mourning was the only fashion worth wearing. She walked up slow, her eyes hollow and her smile colder than Frosty's. She was Lady Death herself, casual as a bartender, telling me she was the patron saint of clandestine affairs. Said it was like a job title on a business card. Then the reel burned out, and I jolted awake with sweat in my fur and the sour taste of dread still swirling in my gut. My room didn't do me any favors either. The blinds carved the sunlight into iron bars across the floor. I'd woken up in a prison I rented by the week. The air stank of spilled beer, cold grease, and fur that hadn't been groomed in too long. A roach was making slow progress across the wall, tail flicking like he was the landlord checking up on the late rent. I sat up, head pounding, tongue thick, My whiskers twitched at the stink rising from yesterday's clothes draped over the chair. Cheap cologne and expensive mistakes. Out on the street, the quarter was already tuning up. Brass players honking scales, broom brigades sweeping last night into the gutters. Tourists were lining up at the cafe for beignets, fried dough squares buried under too much powdered sugar. It looked like snowfall in August. They laughed through the ghostly cloud, licking the sweetness off their paws like it was proof they'd tasted the real New Orleans. New Orleans. I watched from the window, stomach sour. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoopee. Okay. I watched from the window, stomach sour. Some mornings the city offered you sunlight and sugar. Others it handed you dread in a paper sack. Today it gave me both and charged extra for the irony. By the way, this story is very heavy with irony. You will definitely get enough irony in your diet. I rubbed my eyes, dragged myself to the sink. The faucet coughed up water brown enough to make me wonder if it was in the same bay Crimp had called a toilet bowl. I drank it anyway. The brown water out of the tap tasted like the bay smelled, brackish, metallic, full of things better left below the surface. It dragged my mind straight back to the dream, circling coy in Lady Death's smile, until my stomach clenched and told me I wasn't sticking around. I'd had dames in my bed before, but of all of them, Lady Death was the coldest. The water shoved me out the door faster than the landlord ever could. I woke up feeling like I'd lost a fight I don't remember entering. Maybe I had. So I did what any cat in my shape does. I hunted grease. The greasy spoon on deck chair wasn't much to look at. Neon signs sputtering cracked tile floors, but the smell was a hymn to the living. Bacon curling, eggs frying, chicory coffee burnt black. Food here was always better than it had to be. I slid into a booth by the window, the vinyl seat sighing under me. The waitress didn't ask. She never did. Brenda slid the plate down in front of me. Fried eggs, bacon curling like punctuation marks, and a heap of grits drowning in butter. Sam, she said, giving me the once-over. You look like yesterday's beignet, flat, cold, and covered in the wrong kind of powder. I cracked a grin I didn't feel. Yeah, I feel more like lumpy leftover grits. Brenda smirked, topped off my coffee, and moved on. Just friendly enough to ensure a tip. I ate slow, letting the grease settle and the chicory burn. My head still wasn't clear. Midnight's deck kept flashing in my mind. Did the death card on black velvet, gilt edges catching candlelight, the way his claws played it like it was just another trick, but it stuck, too sharp, too neat. Then came the dream. Lady Death stepping out of the card and into my bed like she paid rent. Smiling, cold, claiming space she had no right to. Of all the dames I had in my bed, she was the coldest. I told myself it was just bad sleep. I didn't believe it. Not with a quarter whispering around me. I'm not a local boy. The voo isn't in my blood, but maybe it had gotten into my head. Cards, dreams, death herself all dripping through the cracks. That's when the puddle came back to me. Not the bay, not the fish, just a puddle, round and wrong. dropped in the dream with no explanation, like a parking ticket. It itched at me, worse than the dream itself. Locals would shrug and call it a sign and move on, but I'm not local. To me, it felt like something was creeping under my skin, and my nose twitched at the thought. I drank the last of the chicory tar, about to push back from the booth, and then I noticed it. A folded scandal sheet left on the seat across from me. Front page screamed the usual tabloid news. Swamp cults, ghost gators, some tourist swearing he saw Marie Laveau's ghost. Order oysters at Felix's. But one headline caught me sideways. Crystal shipment went missing near the wharf. At first glance, I thought it said cat. My gut still read it that way, even when I blinked and saw the real word, shipment. A scrap of paper slipped loose when I picked it up. A corner from a flyer, just an outline sketch of some trinket. Maybe a pendant, maybe a bottle, hard to tell. Coincidence? Probably. But in this city, even coincidences come gift wrap and grease pencil. I stuffed scraps in my coat. My stomach was calmer. My nerves not so much. I pushed the plate away, tossed scratch on the counter, and stepped back out into Decatur. Time to visit, or as they say it down there, Decatur Street. Time to visit Chloe's apartment, see what Alice and Peaches had to say for themselves. If anyone knew where she'd gone, it'd be them, or they'd vanish into riddles, like the rest of this city. Either way, it was a start. Thank you. I should read audiobooks. Well, it'd be a work, I guess. Well, thank you. Yeah, Scotty Boy has high hopes. He's always pointing at the sky. Yeah, I know. Powdered sugar is code for cocaine. It's in there on purpose. Yes, it does. It's like a sitcom. Yes, it is. It's sort of actually, it is meant to be funny. It's not actually exactly a comedy, but in a way it is. It's a sort of a surrealist comedy. It's a surrealist comedy sort of wrapped in noir detective novel prose. And that is the way I like it. It's got to be everything, all kinds of stuff in there has got like 3 meanings or 4. You guys are going to find stuff in there that later on you're going to go, oh shit, is that what was going on? Oh wow. Then you'll have to go back and reread it because I wrote it that way. You're going to have to go back and reread it and go, where was it? Where was it? Oh my God, there it was. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know what I'm doing. When I used to write, I told you I used to write, but just fan. I never got around to writing for real, but I think I'm going to do it this time. But yeah, look for that kind of thing, look for it to be that kind of thing. And I'm writing it to please me, which means it's got to be ironic, because I love ironic humor. It's got to be surreal, because I love surrealist humor. It's got to be cat-based. We're basing everything as if this was some independent universe uh, cat verse. It's the paranormal verse. Um, it's going to be like it's like a cat universe where cats and dogs and crows and other animals have their own lives, and humans are sort of in the background doing weird human things like paying rent and feeding them, but they're not really, you know, they're more like family staff, but they're not really the emphasis in the world. Everything is done from the animal's point of view. And so if you end up a character in here, you're going to be an animal, you animal, more likely. However, we are going to cross the line and we're going to have, I've already done this with Crow, and you may have to wait, oh no, I'll read that part to you. We're gonna break that wall. Hang on. You can smell the cigarettes. There you go. Yeah, at least Lewis knows he's not pregnant. Right. Thank you, Sexy. But Sexy is so sweet. Pumped and dumped. Flashbacks of being in jail and reading romance novels. You know what? I never read any romance novels. I never did. Ah, I never did read them. Oh my God. That's not exactly right. I read one. And then I started reading a second one that said, wait a minute, this is the same novel. To me, it was the same novel because I could see the formula. So I already knew how it was going to come out. Maybe that's what it is that the formula's in there. You know, it's like I picked up the formula and then it's like all of them were just the same novel to me. So, yeah, I was a cat in another life. I absolutely was. The black nurse was Pink Scrubs, Kendra. Well, good for you. If you ever come to Vegas. Oh, right. We are going to have, what kind of cat is Ginny from the block? We're going to have Ginny from the block in here. Thank you, Hook. Yep, it would have to be sit down comedy in my case. More comedy. Yeah, and I'm not a romance novel reader. I'm not a novel reader. I'm just using well, how can I say it? I'm using a formula that works. There's a reason those are popular. Aw, that's cute. Oh, Jenny's a tuxedo. Aw. White bikini on and no mustache. Well, good for her. We'll have her wearing a white bikini and we'll have her being a stripper. How's that? Another stripper on the pole, another polecat. Yeah, what we got to have Tingu in there, Faith. Tingu has to work in your bookshop. What's Tingu like? Tell me some things that I could use. Yeah, we'll put Jenny from the block in there on a stripper pole. You're going to have to tell me some things about Jenny so I can use it in a novel. Well, see, that's one of the things is actually when I'm writing a character, I have known so many characters. Oh my God. I live in Kent and I lived in New Orleans for a while. You think I haven't met some characters? I have met some characters. I mean, I have a lot of wealth to draw on as far as characters. She's slick and dangerous. Well, Jenny is slick and dangerous. Jenny, who do I turn to? I guess I could always turn to you. Don't tell me her number's on the wall. Right? She's a very kinky girl. The kind you don't take home to mother. She will never let your spirits down once you get off the street. That girl is pretty wild now. The girl's a super freak. Really, something. I found her in the street. She's all right. There you go. That's Jenny from the block, her song, right? She's going to be dancing to hey, 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 hey. Doom, 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 doom. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. Oh, Hook, we have some shit planned for you. You're gonna do your madam thing in a leather pirate suit with a mask too, and you're gonna have a hook out of. I shouldn't reveal what you do with that hook yet. We're just going to imply it. We're not. We're going to keep it PG-13 so that more people can read it. It's going to be PG-13. But so we're going to imply a lot of things, but not really tell you what it is. You're going to have to figure it out. I think it's more fun that way anyway, because you know what? People's imagination is way worse, usually, than anything that you can write. People's imagination, once you get that going, they come up with shit that you couldn't dream of. You know, it's like, whoa. So yeah, we're going. So you think I'm funny, huh? But looks ain't everything, folks. Neither smells. Leather and studs. She hurts me when she makes. Oh, that's great! She's going to be one of the hookers, too. I love the wildness of her. Cat scratch fever. Yeah, in one of the first times we run into your alter ego, she's looking at Sam and looking at him up and down and going, "So how do you want your timbers shivered?" With her hook, you know, standing there with her hook. So, and there'll be all kinds of things in there like plundering booty and whatever. So, yeah, I have, Yolana always says, I just love your really obscene sense of humor. She says, I don't know anybody else that has that kind of humor. And it's like, it's usually a double entendre, right? But I learned that from Mae West and Betty White. Two of my all time favorite heroes, right? If I could be anyone else, I'd have to be Betty White. You know? I mean, she was one of the funniest humans alive. And now she's one of the funniest humans dead. If she's still human. I don't know if she's reincarnated as something else yet. Let me see if there's anything else I want to read to you. Okay, so oops, they got this one all kind of messed up. Okay, so you're telling me that Darlene, what kind of cat is Hook and Darlene? And then you need to, Chloe, you need to tell me what kind of dog you have. What kind of dog is she so I can make her. Where did Chloe go? Chloe went AWOL. See, that's why I wrote her in as disappearing frequently. Thank you. Yes, isn't that weird? Yeah, when I have something keeping me on track, I can do that. And the worst part is, I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to work. I just want to bang on the story all day. I don't want to play. I just want to bang on the novel all day. It's very hard to tear myself away. I'm very invested in the story. I don't know what I'm going to write about next. I really don't. Sometimes I get some foreshadowing hints, but a lot of times I'm starting a chapter and all of a sudden it takes its own turn and it just, I'm there like, no, that's too good not to do it. I know that's too much fun not to do that. We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to take a detour here and do that. So That's the way that goes. Alice is a Chihuahua? Okay. What cat? Sexy Sassy, if you want to be a character, you're going to have to tell me what character. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Isn't that something? That means once I get my scattery thoughts all congealed, it doesn't really take me that long. So all this time, it's just because I start to work on something and then I confuse myself. And then I get frustrated and give up because I make so many changes and everything. But this way I can make changes without ruining the whole story and getting lost most of the time. Although sometimes I lose ChatGPT. Sometimes I confuse the living hell out of it. I know that. It's probably over there like, I'm only an AI. What are you doing? Thank you. That really, really makes me feel good because most of my life, I never got credit for anything, really. I did so many things and never really got credit for it. People just kind of passed it off. I mean, I think of all the things I can do, and other people would do just one of them and get like all kinds of acclaim and, and it's like, I can do all of those. Nobody knows who I am. So maybe it'll be different this time. Maybe it'll be different. A great hook. You did. I did come up with a great hook. Yeah, I was thinking of voicing it myself, but I'd kind of like to hear it with character voices too. Hang on, let me, It's the hook that brings you back. I ain't telling you no lie. It's the hook that brings you back. On this you can rely. Suck it in like Trenton Print or Rainbow Lynn. Let me see. Midnight. Okay, so we've got Midnight being Rose's cat, but not really her cat. It can't be in her cat in this. So if you've got an animal, they're your kid or your roommate or something. So we've got him being her son, which is what she asked for. So Midnight, she's Rose LaRue, otherwise known as Desert Rose, and her son is Midnight LaRue, and he is a sleek black glossy coat. See, we have all of these character cards that give you the traits. So if you give me the traits, I can work them into the story on their character cards, and then we'll be consistent every time. But here's the thing, and Rose ain't here, but I don't think she's going to be mad. We needed a gay character, so Midnight gets to be the gay character. He's a reader at Madame Rose's tea house. Madame Rose's, what did we name it? Her, yes. Madame Rose LaRue's conjure shop is the magic shop. I don't know what to name Faith's bookstore. So, and he is a reader. That's what he does there. A lot of these places are mom and pop. So we've even got their musical cues. This is a glissando on violin. So, let's see. Okay, here's Hook. Mistress Hook, waitress by day, pirate-inspired dominatrix by night, specialist in BDSM with ropes and hooks, recruiter, the Hook, who pulls the other girls into the life. So you are a villain. Appearance, fur features, dark brown, sleek and sharp as a blade. Golden amber, molten and daring, they don't plead, they command. Accessories and distinctive items. Apron and crochet hooks in the bar. Corset and leather boots, ropes and steel hooks in the house. Pirate trimmings, unicorn hat, rigging motifs, worked into her dominatrix look. Presence, moves like tidewater, calm, relentless, wearing down defenses until they crack. Signature entrance in daylight, the clatter of plates and the sigh of a ceiling fan. At night, boots slammed, rope drags, and her shadow stretches like a mast. Works her fingers in knots even when empty-handed. Rope creaking like rigging, neon lights swinging it from a ship's lantern. Personality, core traits, commanding, magnetic, and dangerous. Expert manipulator of shame and desire, reads people's secrets like maps. Flaws and corruption, sometimes loses herself to Mistress Hook's power. Keeps a mental ledger of clients' weaknesses. Whiskers knows she's the recruiter, the Hook who draws other girls into the house. Signature behaviors and quirks, crochets to calm her nerves. The tighter the stitches, the darker the thoughts. Calls men deckhands or sailor with mocking affection. Slips Hawaiian words into speech, soft, no, sharp, not soft. Eoli hiki ki pikeli sailor, no escape. I probably didn't say that right. Where I come from, the wave that lifts you drowns you too. Hums a low chant when tying ropes, unsettling and primal. Melodic undercurrent, pirate growl when commanding. Mix of pirate slang and Hawaiian cadence, dark humor. On my deck, sailor, even the tide kneels. You're caught on my hook, and I never throw one back. Musical cue, slacky guitar riff in a minor key, undercut by drum-like waves in the fog. Sam sees two cases in one woman, waitress in the daylight, mistress at night. Whiskers knows everything. Whiskers is a bar cat, a singer in the bar. So, who wants to be Whiskers? He's a singer. Do we know a singer? Male singer cat. Skits, also skitters, known as skitters, loves the waitress, blind to Mistress Hook. He's your boyfriend, Skitters. Skitters Malone is your boyfriend, by the way. Their tragedy is the split personality that Hook has. Buddy the bouncer, her sleazy first mate, he thinks he's in control, but she could sink him with a word. Never does allow anyone too close. Okay. Buddy the bouncer, let's read that. He's here, so. Villain, bouncer at the bar by day, muscle at the house by night, finder for hire, origin Hawaiian, shares roots with Darlene, but a corrupted reflection. Fur feature, stocky Hawaiian Tom, dark coarse fur, shoulders too broad for his cheap suits. Beady, darting, faint echo of island warmth, eyes buried under sleeves. Gold chain with shark tooth pendant, too many rings, shirt buttons straining, sleeves rolled to flash, flabby muscles. Presence, plants himself like a wall, but more blockade than guardian. Signature entrance, cheap leather shoes squeak, chains jingle, and a wolf whistle sours the room. Tell, physical tick, adjusts his belt constantly, licks his teeth after speaking like he's chewing his own words. Theme motif, flickering neon beer sign or red exit glow. His shadow is always too long, like a drowned man in a city light. Personality. Core traits. Sleazy, opportunistic, swaggering, but insecure. Strengths, knows every coming and going, privy to shady deals. He's a finder. He can locate people, things, and secrets nobody else can. Flaws, corruption. He's convinced he's irresistible, though everyone knows that's not quite true. When mocked or ignored, his charm drops and his mean streak comes out. He can be cruel, petty, and quick with fists or threats. By day, he's friendly, buddy, bouncing drunks at breakfast, but by night, house muscle and sleaze, between both, he peddles himself as a finder for hire. He skims off both businesses, keeps a black book of debts, favors, and fines that could sink half the neighborhood. Only half the neighborhood? You need to work harder, buddy. Flirts with every woman, especially those who despise him. Sprinkles Hawaiian words into sleazy lines, twisting warmth into slime. Always twisting phrases into double meanings, obsessed with size and inches, turning any casual remark into gutter humor. I can't imagine Scotty ever doing that, though. Sells information as much as muscle, but always with strings attached. Pilfers souvenirs from drunks and johns, coins, trinkets, anything he can pawn. Dialogue style, loud, cocky, fake laugh that wheezes out. Speech quirks overuses pet names like doll and sweetheart and wahine. Peppers in innuendo and crude metaphors. Careful with that ruler, sweetheart. Buddy's got a few inches you ain't measured yet. Hey, wahine, you looking for someone? Buddy can find what you need. Or who. Don't give me the stink eye, kid. I'm the one who opens doors around here. Musical cue, slacky guitar played badly, strings bent sour, the island sound gone wrong. Relationships, Sam plays friendly, but he's always digging. Sam doesn't buy it, but sometimes needs Buddy's finder skills. Whiskers hates him, but he presents Whiskers' real charm. He knows he can't compete. Darlene, Mistress Hook, Whiskers is the singer that all the girls swoon over. Darlene, Mistress Hook, shares her roots, reminds her of home in the worst way. He thinks he's her first mate, but she'd cut him loose without a thought. Desert Rose, the madam, pretends loyalty, but skims off her house. She's not fooled. Boundaries. He never does turn down a bribe, but he always has price. What do you think, Scotty? Are you enough of a sleazebag now? Is that enough sleazebag for you, Scotty? A pimp cat. Are all the chats like this now? I don't know. A pimping cat, the ocean. Okay. Are all chats like this now? What, are you upset? What? Stop making suggestion? Why? Why? Get it all congealed. I don't know what you mean. Oh, well, one day it's already in practically in book form. I have chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just reading it, parts that I think you might enjoy because they're about you. I have it. It's let's see. Yeah, here. Let's see if I can find the key. Yeah, I read you that. Um, Chapter 10 is The Stones Remember. It's about Chloe. Paranormal, When Death Laughs. Paranormal 8, Peaches and Pits. That's about Chloe's roommates. Now that you told me that Alice is a Chihuahua, that makes this even funnier. Now I get to write in that Alice is a Chihuahua. Oh my God, that's gonna be so funny. Because Chihuahuas have Chihuahua attitude. And she's like the guardian. I have her written in as like she's trying to help everybody. She's trying to guard everybody. And you know how Chihuahuas go, oh my God, that's going to be so funny. Oh, we got to write that in. She's a Chihuahua. Oh my God. Okay, the odd ledger, the uncanny files. Yeah, we got them. We got 1 through 10. We got them 1 through 10. So they are pretty, if you mean ordered into a book, yeah, we got that going on. Of course, it's not done yet, but next chapter we write is going to be 11. We're starting out with 11. So, I will be reading it entirely. It is. It is like that, Hook. It is going to be like that. Just wait, though. Let me get it finished. I can't read the whole damn thing until it's finished. Oh no. YouTube changed things again. Now what did they do to us? Now what? Yeah, we got to have the pimp. Okay, who's going to be the pimp? Or is this somebody's cat going to be the pimp? Or somebody's dog? It's even harder to communicate now, yeah. Hello, JC. What happened, you guys? Come on, tell me. What happened? Oh, shit. Oh, dear. Look, hook, reload, go out and come back in. That's what I have to do in some of these. I have to go leave, click out of it completely, and then come back in, and I can do it. It works. That's why I have to read you over here, is because if I try to read it here, it gets frozen at a certain point, and I can't read what you're saying. But yeah, there are people chatting. Sexy Sassy's still there. I saw Kitty a little bit ago. Lewis is in here still. So really, it's what I'm seeing is Sexy Sassy, Off the Hook, Lewis, Kitty, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. And somebody named JC that we don't know. Hi. So, yeah, YouTube some nights is just really crap. I'm sorry. What you know, you know, if I make this though, it's going to have um, a paranormal edge. Because we got some rules. Let me go and find some of the rules that we're going by when we make this. Kind of a Bible. See if we can find it. There. Paranormal universe rules. World and dialogue rules for the Sam Spade stories. It's like style and atmosphere, detective noir based, shadowy, moody with a city that never sleeps vibe, even if it's just an alley or a kitchen at night. Lots of sensory detail, smells, sounds, and the weight of silence. Surreal humor layer. The world bend towards the absurd. Clues can be literal or nonsense. Suspects may say lines that almost make sense, but they don't. Fire sign theater feels like setting mid shifts, mid conversation, or logic loops back on itself. From a cat's point of view, food, smells, territory, grooming, naps are all naturalized into detective metaphors. Humans at present are background noise or odd, distant creatures. Cat scale drama, missing food dish equals stolen treasure, and a closed door equals a conspiracy. Noir cadence, short clip metaphor, heavy sentences. Cynical observations turned poetic. Deadpan delivery of absurd truths. Non sequiturs that still somehow fit the rhythm. Puns and double entendres, wordplay rooted in cat life and noir tropes. I was working the night shift, which meant I was wide awake at 3 a.m., staring at the fridge, waiting for justice or tuna. Shed fur, soft as velvet, and claws sharp enough to cut through my alibi. Consistency rule, every main character gets a flavor of this style. But Sam's voice is always the driest, sharpest, and most metaphor heavy. It's never slapstick. The comedy comes from wit, irony, and perspective, and not pratfalls. Humor through exaggeration. The spilled water dish becomes the flood that ruined the evidence. Wordplay density, at least one pun or double meaning per scene. Ideally slipped in as dead serious or noir talk. Reality drift, the logic can slide into dreamlike or surreal territory, but always anchored by Sam's no-nonsense delivery. The narrative voice is Sam's point of view, first person from Sam, unless you intentionally shift it. And we may do that someday. He interprets the world as a cat detective. Humans are giants who speak in riddles. Cars are big metal beasts that prowl the alleys. Dogs are thugs in a fursuit. He's never surprised by the absurd, but resigned like a detective who's seen it all. Blah, 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 beep, doop, it up. There we go. Okay. Oh, AI is rejecting you again. Oh, I'm sorry, Hook. AI screws me up too. AI screwed me up more times than I can tell you. I mean, the YouTube AI. YouTube AI can be a real bitch. Oh, we do have a psychic cat. We have several. We just added one tonight. Just added another one tonight. Midnight's a psychic cat. Actually, they're all kind of got their own gifts. Like Faith seems to be psychic. She's actually just really well informed. And one of her lines is, "You came here to ask about Chloe." And he's like, "How did you know?" And she says, "It's not precog. Everybody in town is asking where's Chloe." He's like, "Well, damn, you know, why didn't I know?" That kind of thing. But we do have Midnight, who, you never know with Midnight, though. He's kind of a dual nature. He can be either, he's a reader, so he's a showman, kind of half showman, half mage. Um, so Midnight is kind of one of those in-between characters. Sometimes he tells you what he knows from, he knows things. He knows things. However, other times he heard it because of where he is. I mean, because of where, you know. I mean, so, and then we've just added a character recently that is a street reader. Means, you know, a reader just comes off the street, not associated with a shop. And she's very psychic. So we're going to have that. Yeah, everybody knows about Chloe, you know, it's like, I was even thinking of having something happen to her concerning Buddy, who is Scotty. So, anyway, this is the paranormal universe, and this is the ocean of the ocean's deep blue, and totally immersed in writing a novel. It's as much of a surprise to me as it is to anybody else. Who knew? But I have been getting readings for the longest time saying, you're going to have a surprise, you're going to have a surprise, it's going to become a big surprise. You've got a surprise coming. They're not going to tell me what it is. You know, the readers have actually said, I can't tell you what it is because it's a surprise, but you are going to get a big surprise. Well, this is a big surprise. It is. It's pretty big. So, I'm writing a book finally. Okay, I love you guys. And Kitty, what is Tingu Cat? What do you want Tingu Cat to be? Before you go away. And Lewis, what are we going to do with you? I haven't figured out what to make you yet. What are we going to do with you, Lewis? What kind of animal are you? I think bears are a little bit too big for this, or I'd make you a bear. So are Sasquatches. You may have to be another cat. You want to be a chipmunk? I'm kidding. Okay. So, Chinese mountain dog demons turned into mountain crow demons, and she's a cat. How am I going to put that in a novel? Okay. Well, yeah, everybody's cats and dogs and stuff, Lewis, and crows and whatever. No, we can just make you another cat, Lewis. What would you be doing? Because they all have jobs. Or they're homeless. Want me to make you a homeless cat? One of the homeless street cats? One of the ferals, maybe? You're investigating the paranormal? Well, guess what? Sam Spade's job is investigating the paranormal. Maybe you can be another investigator. I don't know. But, you know, the main slot for that's already taken. Besides, Sky Falls also wants to be a paranormal investigator. So we got them like breeding like rats around here. Paranormal investigators everywhere. I might be able to be that. Might be able to come up with that. I don't know. Work that into a story. But we do need other things, like we need a cook for the Polecat Lounge. We need a cook for the Polecat Lounge. We need somebody who would fit as a bartender. We need somebody who well, there's just all kinds of strange characters in this world. Guys that come to the Polecat Lounge to see the pole dancers. Okay. Or a pimp. Or well, we'll try and come up with something that makes sense. Well, yeah, all cats think they own their owners. All the cats in the book own their owners. I'm going to read you the very end of Crow's part, though. His name's Cawthorn. No, that isn't there. Okay. In Crow's chapter, Richard comes Richard comes in and he says, "As I turned to go, a tall human strode up, voice booming like a brass horn. He held out one of their boys grinning at Crow, one of their toys, grinning at Crow. "Oh, there he is, Richard, big handsome fellow. Look at that, smart as a whip, aren't you? Now look at that face." The words trailed off into the heat, just another human playing with their unfathomable rectangles. I kept walking. I had a scavenger to find. So Richard actually comes in very surreal and starts talking to one of his crows, which is actually Richard. I had to do it. I had to put that twist in there. Oh, you were on stage with the pole dancers when you were a teenager? That's funny. Make Lewis a male pole dancer. Ah, that is... Boy. Whee! Okay. We've crossed right into some very, very weird territory right now. But it's okay. I can handle it if you can handle it. Okay, well, I want to say that it's been lovely to be with you tonight. Thank you for all your kind feedback. Please like, share, subscribe. Join me on my Patreon where you will get a full reading of this book before anybody else does. So if you're on my Patreon, we're going to have a special tier where you're going to get a full reading of this book. And I don't know if I'm going to do it in chapters or all at once. I don't know. Or just offer it, probably offer it as downloadable. Something like that. So, love you guys and get some rest and rise so I can get up and write again another day. And I got some stuff that I gotta get done for my housing and everything. And I've been putting it off. I've got to get it done though. So tomorrow is the day. So love you guys, and please take care of yourselves. I will see you in other chats, and hopefully in this one again soon. Okay, good night, loves, and remember you're divine. There aren't any more diviner. And truth is where you find it. Hope you always find some here, and probably some humor too. And that is part of the vision of this show, is humor raises the vibration. So, anything that makes you smile and laugh and enjoy yourself helps. So anyway, love you guys. See you next time.